studying him, he doesn't have upper body movement. He doesn't have much speed. His footwork is not there. Caleb Plant is levels above his opponent right now. I expect Caleb Plant to make a statement in this fight.
Yeah, Sergio, I think Caleb Plant's footwork and his movement is going to present a lot of problems for McCumby early on. You go back to that fight against David Benavidez, and Benavidez got to Plant towards the end, but early on, Plant gave Benavidez plenty of problems. He was landing clean shots. He was winning rounds. The movement, though, waned as the fight went on. So if I'm Trevor McCumby, I'm targeting that body. I'm trying to slow him down so that I can get to him in the later rounds of this fight.
Yeah, footwork does that. The jab does that, and Caleb Plant is excellent at both things. And he fights with a chip on his shoulder. That's the thing. Another thing a lot of fighters and a lot of fans like about Caleb Plant. They respect how he boxes, and they respect how he takes the punches and fights as well. I mean, he was giving Canelo some issues as well when he was boxing. And that's pound for pound great in front of him.
I think a lot of people are wondering, who is Trevor McCumby when this fight was announced? Who's that man behind those pit vipers? McCumby was basically a prodigious amateur as a youth, a 7-time national amateur champion before he was 17, received an exemption to turn pro at the age of 17, racked up a lot of knockout wins, became a star on the Arizona circuit, but then had a 5-year hiatus between 2018 and 2013. A positive drug test, a torn ACL, and McCumby at one point was working at a convenience store before deciding, this is not how I want to end my life. I need to give this another go.
Yeah, and he's coming off a decent win over Christopher Pearson back in January, but that win was illuminating, at least in terms of what McCumby is vulnerable to. He is not a prolific jabber. You can see there the jab, he flicks it out there, but he's not doing it as a weapon. It's more of a rangefinder. He throws it out there because he wants to follow it up with that straight right hand, which is one of his best shots. So Plant has got to be keenly aware of that right hand, which we just saw him unholster right there.
Yeah, he has a pretty well-timed right hand, McCumby. It's a short right hand, but he does it with his elbows out. Plant, he's going to control this fight with straight punches, and I think McCumby, if he has the opportunity, he should throw shots around the jab and throw around the guard of Caleb Plant.
Good left hook there from Plant. Best shot of the fight thus far. That one snapped the head back of McCumby.
Yeah, Plant's looking for a right hand. Well, it's a straight right hand and over-looping over the top. McCumby's open for
Plant. That'll do it for round one. A nice left hook. After tasting that right hand that McCumby is certainly looking for in that fight, or in this fight, excuse me.
Guys, Caleb Plant's 1-2 in his last 3 fights, is no longer a world champion. But I got to tell you, I've got more respect for Caleb Plant because of what he's done over the last 3 fights than anything he did in the first 21. He took on tough challenges. Look, everyone would take the Canelo fight, but we've seen not everyone would have taken a fight against David Benavidez. Caleb Plant went out and did that. He has kept his career moving. And I really respect the opponents that he's been willing to take on.
And I think a nice shot there from McCumby, and a clubbing right hand over the top. That looked like a footwork issue, as Caleb Plant is indicating, as he comes right back to the inside and rips a left hook.
It did look like a footwork issue, but there was kind of a strafing body shot that landed at the same time.
Absolutely. Going back to your point, though, Chris, I think a lot of the fan base agrees with you and has reacted in kind, and it's Exhibit A, that losing big fights, if you turn in a good performance and if you're brave enough to take them, you could boost your stock. You could raise the esteem of the boxing public by doing that.
I also think he's raised his profile because of some of these social media altercations he's had outside the ring, because he's established himself as a guy that is not to be messed with.
The nice leaping left hook there from McCumby a moment ago.
People respect guts. That's what it is. Caleb Plant has guts, and you got to give it to him. He went out on his shield with Canelo, and he was giving everything he can against Benavidez. These are 2 big punchers that are pound for pound, that are on the elite level. Caleb Plant held his own. And right here, you can see that, he went away from the jab. That's what he needs to start doing, backing up McCumby with the jab. McCumby's pretty good coming forward once he starts letting go of that right hand, getting confidence with that right hand. There it is right there. It's a short, sneaky right hand that Plant has to respect. But if you have him on the back foot, he's not going to be able to unleash that right hand.
So McCumby's game plan is not all that complicated. He wants to do what David Benavidez did in the second half of that fight against Plant. He wants to be the bully in the ring and push Plant against the ropes. The question is, does he have the offensive arsenal to do that?
No, he does not.
See the posturing there from Trevor McCumby, indicating that a shot sailed past his face.
It's the old Billy Joe Saunders move against your countryman, David Lemieux.
That's right, shout out to David Lemieux. Nice left hook again a moment ago there from McCumby. McCumby has been landing some flush shots.
He's a tough fighter, and he believes in himself. Obviously, he believes in himself the way he's been promoting this fight. But that right hand, that's what he has to
Nice
answer
left
for.
hook again from McCumby. That snapped the head back to Plant. And he crumbles to the canvas. He ruled a knockdown, but he looks hurt to me.
Plant is hurt. Plant is shook.
Resulted in Caleb Plant hitting the canvas.
Absolutely. And that's the reason they have concern in the corner of Plant. His trainer asking him if he's okay. He says, yeah, I'm all right.
The round 3 begins. McCumby comes out firing with a big right hand. And Plant pirouettes to the canvas once more. Not a knockdown, but another flush shot that Plant felt.
The referee better take control of this fight. And I like what he's doing right here because Plant is getting hit with some shots and he's tying him up and he's trying to tackle McCumby.
Knock it off.
Yeah, but this is exactly how McCumby wants to fight. He wants to mix it up. He wants to make this a fist fight. He doesn't want to make this a boxing match. He loses a boxing match all day long. If this fight gets physical, that's his opportunity.
What a start for Trevor McCumby. And the question for McCumby coming into this fight is, can he live up to that promise that he had early in his career? Is there anything in that old scouting report that Cameron Duncan put together on him that compelled him to sign him out of the amateurs? How much of that is left? It looks like there's some left in the tank.
Hey, listen, aside from the eye of the late Cameron Duncan, how about a great trainer in his corner in Bones Adams, a former fighter as well? So, with a great trainer and a great backing, I mean, that's all you need is an opportunity like this. And they let him here with an undefeated record in front of a former champion now.
Also in the corner of Trevor McCumby, who lands another left hook, is Jesse Ross Thompson, who was in the corner of Radivoje Balajic, the architect of a game plan that helped him turn in a surprising performance against David Morrell not that long ago.
I like all of that, Corey. In fact, and there's this awkwardness to McCumby. He throws a jab, he throws a right hand, and it's an offset left hook. It's really weird to try to time that or try to defend that, and that's why Plant is having problems with the unorthodox and the punches, the variation of punches that McCumby is choosing.
Yeah, Plant's got to be disciplined here. He's got to keep that jab out. That's his best weapon against McCumby. He's landed that pretty frequently when he's thrown it. You just can't get away from it. If you keep throwing that jab up there, it's going to make McCumby a little more reluctant, just come charging in, just like that.
And you don't even have to throw that jab at the chin. You could aim it at the belly of McCumby, because McCumby will square up coming in forward. Like I said, he doesn't have the best technique or footwork, but he definitely has power behind that right hand, as you can see. High confidence playing to the crowd.
McCumby still playing the character. He got popped with a nice shot there from Plant a moment ago.
And those jabs are clean scoring punches. Good counter right there from Caleb Plant as well.
Plant maybe starting to stabilize here. The closing moments of round 3, but McCumby trying to cause some chaos again.
And one thing to remember, this is the longest layoff of Caleb Plant's career. Skills can atrophy when you've been off for as long as that. We saw that in the prelims with Stephen Fulton. Are we seeing some of that with Caleb Plant?
Nice left hook there from Plant. That gets the crowd into it. A heavily pro-Plant crowd here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but McCumby came right back with a...
Interact in between those rounds. It does seem like they're going to let the referee call stand.
When you're dealing with a fighter with a decent shoulder roll, whenever you throw hooks like that, when you happen to miss one, you're going to be vulnerable to a counter shot. That's why the straight punches are the ones that are actually they do more damage against a guy that's always looking to do the shoulder roll.
I hate the shoulder roll. There's one guy in boxing that can do the shoulder roll, and Corey just called one of his fights. He is a retired fighter named Floyd Mayweather.
And James Toney.
Very kind of you to call that a fight, Chris.
I'm waiting for the trilogy.
I gotta respect what Trevor McCumby came to this fight with. I mean, looking at him, even though he had a polished, undefeated record, just looking at him, he didn't look like someone that you can respect. You know, I know it sounds wrong, but I look at the resume, it was soft. I looked at, you know, the lack of speed. I look at the fact that he keeps his hands low. But he's tough, man, and he has a good right hand. And yeah, one of these guys that you gotta take serious because he's a goods.
Well, you certainly have to take that right hand serious, and the right hand has been dangerous. And because it's been dangerous, Sergio, he's using it kind of as a decoy. He's using it as a throwaway shot to disguise that leaping left hook. He's making Plant respect that right hand.
It's an awkward combination. Then he comes in with a leaping left hook, which is what shook and hurt Caleb Plant. And right there, he leaped in with another hook.
I will say this, though, Sergio. The last couple of rounds, I do think Caleb Plant has settled down a lot. You know, we're seeing him start to dictate the pace, especially in this round where that jab has been pretty effective.
I used the word stabilizing in the previous round, and that's kind of the influence that Brett Van Edwards seems to have in the corner of Caleb Plant. And leading up to this fight, he basically said as much. He said that Caleb doesn't have to do too much in this fight. Right. He just needs to be himself.
Keep it simple. One of the best things that makes Caleb Plant such a good fighter.
Hard left hook, and Caleb Plant nearly slides through the ropes.
No question.
That was another knockdown. Left hook to the body.
Yeah, no question there, Sergio. That was a clean knockdown.
Now, what an upset this will be if McCumby can actually beat Caleb Plant, or even stop him. I mean, I don't like the way Caleb Plant's looking right now.
McCumby is brimming with confidence. You saw him hit the double bicep pose to the crowd just moments ago, and he is on top of Plant here with 10 seconds to go in round 4. Another left hook on the inside from McCumby. What a start to this fight for the massive underdog. Wow.
It's just from going straight back, though. Just get your feet up under you. You are. I know you're good.
Well, Trevor McCumby said that this is going to be his coming out party. He said that he's been dropping sparring partners left and right. They can't keep sparring partners around. And we're seeing big flashes of that power here in the early going. And he lands another left hook that has Plant wobbled.
These are thudding shots from Trevor McCumby.
Thudding and unorthodox. They come with a weird timing. And the thing is, when they land, Plant's not reacting to them. Even though he's coming back nicely right now, I like the way he responds when he does get hit. Like his legs betray him a little bit, and he looks a little shaky.
Well, Plant trying to respond with some pressure, some aggression right now. Trying to get McCumby's respect, because McCumby right now, and he feels that everything he throws can hurt this guy at this moment.
When you believe in your power, and even though it's with bad technique and it doesn't lack speed, hey, it does the job. And Plant, like I said, every time he gets hit with something, it kind of shakes him. He has to respect the strength of Trevor McCumby.
Nice inside work here from Plant. Couple left hooks to the body.
Now, it's a smart little adjustment from Plant to try to push McCumby back and make him more of a back foot fighter.
I was about to say that. You know, whenever you're dealing with an unorthodox fighter, you know, you smother him inside. You know, there's a thing that Caleb Plant, he respects fighters like Andre Ward. Ward will do that. If he can outbox you, he can make it rough in there. He can get inside. He can use some dirty tactics. And that's what Plant's doing right now in this round. I love what he's doing right here, Caleb Plant.
Yeah, it seems antithetical, Sergio, when you're hurt or when you have been hurt, to go to the inside to crowd someone. It seems like it's dangerous, but in certain ways, it's safer, especially against a guy like McCumby who needs space and leverage for that left hook.
Absolutely, Corey, and that's the reason great fighters, if they can't control you on the outside, they get on the inside and break away that range. You know, you're a better outside fighter, but if it's not working, prove that you're a better inside fighter.
Trim.
See a cut opened up on the eyebrow of Trevor McCumby on his left eye. perhaps courtesy of some of this inside work, maybe a clash of heads.
Love this adjustment. I love this adjustment, man. It's so smart to be doing this, halfway in the fight.
Couple uppercuts there from Plant, popping the head back of McCumby, but that thudding power of McCumby whenever he gets any space is very noticeable. And this just might have to be the kind of fight this is for Caleb Plant now.
No, it is going to be that. I don't think we're going to see him break that range anymore. This is going to be how the rest of this fight's going to go. There's too much success when McCumby's on the outside with the unorthodox way he throws his punches and landing those right hands. The rest of the fight is going to be on the inside, mark my words.
Well, if you're Caleb Plant, you're comfortable with that. If you're Trevor McCumby, you've got to mix things up.
And whether that was a clean knockdown or not, it was countered and knocked down because he hit him on the way down. That right there is building points and confidence by McCumby. But Plant getting on the inside. See, there it is, guys. This is the rest of the fight right here, on the inside. He's a stronger fighter. He's picking up the shots, landing the body shots. The rest of the fight's going to look like this.
Round 6 of an absolutely fascinating fight here between Caleb Plant and Trevor McCumby. Chris Mannix, how do you have it scored so far?
I've got it 47-47, dead even through the first 5 rounds. That 10-8 round for Trevor McCumby allowed him to even up that scorecard. Look, I do like this adjustment from Caleb Plant. This is something that an experienced fighter will do. Understand what's going on in the ring and make adjustments accordingly. We'll see if Trevor McCumby has that level of experience to make an adjustment of his own.
We heard McCumby's corner telling him, we don't mind this kind of fight, but you have to get your head off the center line. What I'm seeing right now, Sergio, is Plant obviously having better leverage, pushing McCumby back, but he's more sure of his offense on the inside.
He's more sure because he's a better sharpshooter. So he's landing the cleaner shots, the harder shots, the better body shots. The only thing Plant is not doing is getting an angle. He's staying in front of McCumby, and that's why occasionally McCumby might come back with a strong shot.
Sergio, they say they don't, or Corey, they say they don't mind that type of style, and McCumby is comfortable with a fight in a phone booth, but more often than not, he is the one on the outside pressing his opponent against the rope. There you see, try to spin him around, try to get some leverage back. McCumby does not fight with his back against the ropes all that often.
See, there's an occasional left hook, but Plant already has hit to that. That's not enough. It's going to take way more than that.
Well, the posturing going back and forth, Caleb Plant getting back at McCumby with some of his own poses, with some of his own taunts right now, as he breaks through with a nice uppercut on the inside.
I would love for Plant to double the shots. I don't care which punch it is, whether it's a jab, an uppercut, a body shot. Double up your punches. That breaks the monotony. That breaks the rhythm. And when McCumby's trying to counter you in between the shots. So doubling your shots is going to do that.
Well, going back to the advice in the McCumby corner again, remember they said, we don't mind what you're doing right now. Implicit in that is that McCumby is making a choice right now. And right now, it's Caleb Plant making a decision to just bulldoze McCumby, who backs him up, but walks right into a nice counter right hand.
Oh, man. Caleb Plant, he really is a showman, man. I mean, he's tough. We know he has skills, but you can't teach heart. And look at this kid.
Beautiful combination there from Plant, who's having fun in there now.
And you can tell that McCumby is both hurt and rattled by the adjustments that Caleb Plant has made.
And frustrated as well. And that's exactly what you need to do with guys that haven't been on this level.
Huge left hook there from Plant. He gets his link back with that one. What a round for Caleb Plant. Has Caleb Plant broken the confidence and broken the momentum of Trevor McCumby as he walks him right in to a beautiful counter right hand there?
And broken the tenacity of Trevor McCumby now. McCumby thinking twice before coming in because he getting hit with the counter uppercuts now.
And that's a big point, Sergio. McCumby's not sure what strategy Caleb Plant's going to employ from one round to the other. I mean, Plant has successfully mixed up his game plans and given McCumby a lot to think about.
Great fighters do that, Chris. I mean, great fighters know how to make adjustments. We've seen Mayweather do it all the time. Whenever he's not in control boxing, he'll fight you, man. Pretty Boy was mean. Andre Ward was mean. These guys are mean, man. That's why I love the fact that Caleb Plant has take a page out of that mean page, that mean book.
See the total punches landed on your screen there. Plant drastically outlanding Trevor McCumby. Again, if you're just looking at the stats, it looks like domination from Caleb Plant all the way through, but there were some very scary moments for Plant that he had to weather to get to this point where it certainly seems like he's starting to dominate.
Yeah, man, listen, if you're going to be mean, you better be tough as well. That shows heart. I mean, look, Sugar Ray Leonard, as pretty as he was, he's one of the meanest guys out there.
Great counter combination from Caleb Plant. That was picture perfect.
Beautiful. Roll with the shot. Came back with a 2-1. That's a very difficult punch to throw if you don't have the footwork. Plant obviously has that and the balance.
You know, Sergio, the body language of Trevor McCumby has changed drastically over these last couple of rounds. He was comfortable first 2 or 3. Now he just seems to be in survival mode.
These uppercuts are piling up from Caleb Plant. They're short shots. They're not huge full leverage uppercuts, but at a certain point, Sergio, you can only take so many of them.
Yeah, I would love to see Caleb Plant flurry. I mean, those shoe shines, you know, putting punches behind speed. Forget about power now. Just keep your opponent rocked and shook. Not only does it keep the referee close to stopping the fight right here. Just let your hands go.
I don't want to give you guys pressure, okay?
Inside the final 40 seconds here of round 7. As Plant comes over the top with a nice right. There he goes, and look at the hand speed. And McCumby comes back with a nice shot of his own.
Good right hand by McCumby.
Yeah, that's the danger, Sergio. You do got to be careful when you go shoe shining like that against the guy with the kind of power of McCumby. He's already shown that he can land consequential punches against Plant.
No, I hear you. I hear you, man. But I still like speed over power. Always. You just gotta watch your defense in between. You gotta check yourself. You punch and dip in between those shots.
McCumby just waiting for those openings, but they are becoming far less frequent as we head to the end of round 7.
And McCumby got his swagger back.
Bang to Caleb Plant that he has him up 5-2 or 6-1. McCumby's corner, Sergio, they were talking about that inside fighting. They're telling him manipulate his hands. You know what to do. What are they telling him there?
To punch in between the shots, also to get Caleb Plant off balance as well. Just you can't let him, you know, release those flurries with both hands. So by punching between the shots, even pushing him back in the shoulder or punching in his shoulder, that actually can get him off balance, and then you can start your aggression and get forward.
Well, aggression is the key. This can't be a boxing match for Trevor McCumby. This kind of range isn't good for him. Fighting it against the rope with his back's against it isn't good for him. He's got to be physical. He's got to push Caleb Plant back the way he was in the first 3 rounds.
I gotta say, regardless of how this fight is going right now for Trevor McCumby, expectations for him were very low coming into this fight. For a guy that took 5 years off of boxing, I think he surprised a lot of people to even be where he's at right now.
He's definitely surprised me. I didn't expect the fight to go this long. I expected Plant to make pretty easy work of McCumby. I'm not gonna lie, but McCumby, he shocked me, man.
You know, I like that Plant is not neglecting the bodies. Most of his work is being done upstairs, but he's mixing in a body shot every combination.
And I hope McCumby gets another opportunity, whether he wins or loses this fight. You know, he proves he belongs against tough fighters that are accustomed to being on the championship level.
Saw those power punch statistics on your screen there a moment ago. Those were big-time stats for Caleb Plant, landing over 60% of the power punches that he throws.
Yeah, man, I'm impressed with Plant, but I'll tell you one thing that I'm kind of concerned of. If I am going to raise concerns about Caleb Plant's performances, the way he's been reacting, the way he's been clipped on the chin. You know, once you get knocked out, you know, that chin gets cracked and you don't absorb as much. So shots like that, see? You know, the confidence is not there when he gets hit.
I don't know, Sergio. He did go 12 rounds with David Benavidez, and at 168, the punches don't come much bigger than David Benavidez.
I hear you, man, but have you seen how McCumby has rocked him and how his legs have betrayed him a little bit in this fight?
Okay, they're banging it out in there. Like I feel like his chin is held up okay.
It's held up, yes, and he's passing the test, absolutely. I just don't like the way he's reacted to them. That's it, Chris.
That's one of the rare times we've seen McCumby just spin off the ropes.
Yeah, he did it once a round earlier. He's probably got to do more of it just to avoid being on that back foot and being pressed against the ropes like this. Like, this is not winning territory for him.
Big right hand over the top there from Plant. McCumby just waiting for that counter left hook. There he finds it. Nice close close-range shot there from McCumby a moment ago. And he tries to flurry to the bell. McCumby trying to get his confidence back.
And that's Edgar Berlanga.
Edgar, best of luck. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Round 9 underway. Caleb Plant and Trevor McCumby. A fascinating fight thus far. Chris Mannix, how do you have this scored?
I got it 77-74 in favor of Caleb Plant. Certainly has taken control over the last 4 rounds. Had it dead even going into after that 5th round. I've got him winning the last 4. 77-74 on my scorecard.
Plant corner, as we heard a couple of rounds ago, they feel that it's a little bit wider. Nonetheless, the feeling would seem to be that Plant is ahead. McCumby still looking very, very dangerous.
McCumby's hurt to the body. He got hit with a solid shot to the liver. I don't know if Plant saw that, but McCumby's hurt to the body, guys.
Let's send it up to Danny Jacobs, who's an interested observer on top.
Don't send him no, man. Look at this.
All right, we're going to stay with this right now because Trevor McCumby looks like he's in some trouble, but look at him come back, firing that right hand.
Double the shot to the body, man. McCumby doesn't like those body shots.
Take your time and breathe. Take your time and breathe.
All right, let's send it back up to Danny Jacobs. Danny, what are you seeing?
I like what I'm seeing from both fighters. McCumby has definitely shocking all of us this fast fight. The last 6 rounds he's been given has been extremely tough. He's a very strong guy. I'm loving what I'm seeing from both fighters. But as we've seen in these last 2 rounds, Caleb Plant is taking over with the strong body shots, and he's making a transition on breaking them down.
Thank you so much, Danny. And you just saw a beautiful sweeping right hand from Caleb Plant, snapping the head back of Trevor McCumby, and a deep breath from McCumby as well. And the body language of McCumby is starting to change, Sergio.
The deep breath says it all right there. I mean, anytime you get hit, the air goes out of you right there. McCumby is not liking those body shots. Plant is pressing forward. If he would have only doubled up those body shots, whether he blocks it or not, McCumby will get hurt, man. You can only take so many little punches downstairs. Those body shots are funny things, man. When you're hurt down there, even if you're blocking them, your own elbow is digging into your rib and hurting yourself. As long as you're doing the responsibility with the defense and bending your knees and torquing everything behind it, man, you're hurting your opponent whether they're blocking them or not.
Yeah, look, we're also entering into unfamiliar territory for Trevor McCumby, who has never been 12 rounds before, and he has been 10, went 10 in his last fight, but most of the fights on his resume ended 3, 4, 5 rounds in, so this is new terrain for Trevor McCumby.
Well, McCumby is looking exhausted right now, and understandably so, given the volume of body shots that he's absorbed. And look at this work from Caleb